Something silly.
I pressed sleep, so we're live.
And we're live.
No.
Tyler's a bellend. Are we on? Ah, yeah. Are we on? Are we on? Are we on, yeah? Let's have a look at us being on.
Inception. Something silly.
Oh,
Turn that off. That's weird.
it's weird, isn't it? Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. I like the Reds.
Turn that off. The sound's on.
Live.
No.
That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's been a bit chaotic here at Man Island, Liverpool this morning, trying to do a live around the draw. We didn't quite make it, but never mind. The draw's been made, you've probably seen it by now, and the Reds have got Real Madrid, which is excellent for beef. I was going to do a beefometer about each team that we could potentially draw, and we've drawn the one with the most beef, I would say, because, of course, we want some revenge for 2018. Ramos is still playing. He's got a big beard these days, so it feels like, you know...
Important info.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you don't get that on BT Sport. You know what I mean? But, I mean, the draw, if you haven't seen it, Real Madrid v Liverpool, so it's Madrid at home first. Bayern Munich v PSG, that'll be a cracker. Porto v Chelsea, we play the winner of that if we beat Real Madrid, by the way. And then Manchester City v Dortmund. Craig, your reaction?
Live. I'm delighted with it. I think we all wanted Porto. I think that was the one that in the build-up we all were sort of dreaming of. But I think given the semi-final draw afterwards as well, I think that's, you know, there's not only motivation to beat Real Madrid if you needed any off the back of what happened in 2018, but you know, there's added motivation in that. You know, there's a European Cup to be won off the back of that, and you're talking about Chelsea, and I know they've looked really good under Tuchel, and
yeah,
you know, they're much improved, and you know, but I mean, and Porto were as well in the past round. If you watched them against Juventus, they looked really strong as well. So you know, it's quarterfinals and semi-finals of the Champions League. You need to beat the big teams to go through, and Liverpool, you can see the route. You know, Istanbul in the final. You know, potential Chelsea in the semi-final. Obviously, you need to get past Real Madrid as well. But you know, you and I were talking about Real Madrid and sort of their form this season. And I haven't watched too much of them, but I remember seeing them get beat by Shakhtar Donetsk in the group stages, and obviously they end up going out, and they're in the Europa League. Went out of the Europa League last night. So you know, they're a team that can be beaten.
Yeah, they are 6 points off the top currently in La Liga in third place. They've lost 4 in the league this season. And it's generally accepted that they're sort of not what they were, I think it's fair to say. Equally, of course, they are capable, but I mean, me and my mates, we've got a bit of a term, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but just in case Jeff's watching, we tend to call old fellas Alberts, and we were basically saying last night, Madrid are a team of Alberts now, because, you know, in football terms, so Ramos is 34, who else have you got there? Fernandes 31, Marcelo 32. There's a few other hard bastards. Cruz is 31, Modric is 35, Gael Platov Corrie there. Hazard, who's injured anyway, is 30. And on we go. Benzema's 33.
How old are you?
I'm 44, lad.
But I'm calling yourself an Albert.
I'm not playing footy professionally in the Champions League, though, am I? I'm just chatting shit on YouTube. Hey,
don't play yourself down.
I can keep going with that for years. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I've done a little bit of research overnight. You know what does my head in about Madrid? I've just got to get this in there before we carry on.
Here we go.
Fucking, they say they won the European Cup 13 times. And, you know, they got the 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. They were, like, playing, like, the oak tree and fucking...
themselves.
like the pineapple or something. Do you know what I mean? It was like... Yeah, it wasn't the proper Champions League. And yet when you go to their museum, you've got a big, you know, nice room with them all in there. And you're like, nah, though.
The pineapple. Yeah. The pineapple are good in their travels, apparently. I've heard. Yeah, they're good in the European
Pineapple,
Cup.
famous Toxteth pub. I think Fowler played for the Pineapple for a bit. Yeah, they're in the Real are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League for the first time in 3 seasons. Been on a decent run of form, unbeaten since the start of February. They got out of their group just. They were in the group with Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar Donetsk, but they did get beat Home and Away, I think, by Shakhtar Donetsk. That right, Mo? Yeah, Mo's nodding at me because he knows more about football than I do. But they have...
Should have had him on this instead of us, really.
I know. I mean, here's me going on about beef omelette and Alberts. I was going to say this is the content you pay for, but this is free. Should we see if anyone's saying anything? People are saying stuff. People are saying you're on. Someone said, yes, Tyler is a bellend.
Up their heads.
you guys rock, says Sweat James. Thanks, Sweat. All right, the wrap. Can't wait for Phillips to wreck Ramos, says Rudy.
Headbutt him.
Yeah,
like,
just headed him.
Headbutt him like Zidane did in that final. No, don't do that, Nat Phillips. We wanna progress in this tournament. I mean, that is the only thing. If I'm the Real Madrid wrap, and I'm looking at, I don't know why they'd be called that, but but if I'm the Real Madrid wrap and I'm looking at Liverpool's form and I'm looking at their centre backs, I'm thinking, you know, this is a decent little draw. You know, Liverpool aren't what they used to be or once were. I think we're sort of the mindset that, you know, we've found a little bit of positivity in the last 2 games and we've got this big break now. And so it feels like a bit of a reset and an opportunity for Jurgen and the boys to have a bit of a game plan going into the next half of the season or the last quarter of the season.
The pineapple's flat now.
Oh, that's sad.
That's a shame.
A sad turn to this live video that was going so well as well.
Thanks to the update though, Mitchell. He says he lives just over the road. See, I mean, this is you know, I mentioned the pineapple. Mitchell's give us an update on the pineapple.
Brilliant.
I mean, this is what we're all
about.
It's
what lives is all about.
It is what lives is all about. And we had loads of notes and already I'm running out of stuff to say. So that's sound, isn't it?
No, come on, it's the first time you've seen me in a while.
I know.
We're excited to see each other.
So Madrid in 2021. I mean, you're right to say there, and someone's put it in the comments, like, you know, obviously we're excited. We've got energy around the fact that we've drawn Madrid, energy around the fact that we could get Chelsea, a semi against them potentially, a final in Istanbul potentially. But the way I've got there is Madrid's 2021 form. Loads of wins, 4 draws in there and 2 defeats. They lost to Bilbao in the Super Cup in January and they lost to Levante in La Liga at the end of January. Other than that, they've largely been winning. But they will look at our form and go, fucking hell, I fancy this. Fulham beat them.
I'm all right with them. I'm all right with them sort of underestimating a bit. I don't think for a second that, you know, Zidane will be doing everything he can to ensure that, you know, they're not thinking about Liverpool as Liverpool over the past 2 months. They're thinking of Liverpool as over the past 2 years. And, you know, we've progressed as a squad and as a football club, you know, since we last played them in Kiev. And I think that, you know, that's, yeah, as we mentioned earlier, there is that motivation after what happened in Kiev and sort of the way Ramos was. And I want them to sort of remember that feeling in the final of how they felt when they had to watch the Real Madrid players. And obviously it was made easier by the fact that we win it the following year. But I even think things like last year, going out so early last year, well, is that like a little bit of motivation? And I've been thinking quite a bit about how we didn't get a trophy parade after the Premier League trophy. Well, go and win the European Cup, and then when we get one of those in the summer or September or whatever, then suddenly you do get that big let off from the past 2 years. Suddenly the season's saved, and you know, wouldn't it be brilliant if Liverpool ended the season with everyone sort of enjoying this like fall from grace if we just go and win the European Cup? It'd be very Liverpool to do that. And you know, there have been a lot of sort of you know, a lot of people looking back at 2005 and sort of, you know, the form then and us finishing 5th or wherever it was, you know, below Everton is all I remember. But then, you know, winning in Istanbul off the back of beating Chelsea in the semi, it's, you know, I like little things like that.
Yeah, so do
to
I.
hold on to, cling on to.
So do I. I mean, you know, like Jimmy Traore and Igor Biscan played a big part in Liverpool winning the European Cup. I mean, it's not all about always having your best players available. It's just about finding a little bit of a run. And we found a little bit of a run. We've got a little chink of light. We'll see how we go from here on in. Someone was asking about the dates. The quarterfinals, the first leg will be on the 6th and the 7th of April. The second leg is on the 13th and the 14th of April. Semi-finals are the 27th and the 28th of April. Second leg's 4th and 5th of May. And the final in the Atatürk Stadium, Istanbul. I've been there, 29th of May.
If I'm big Virgil, I'm looking at those dates and that little 4th or 5th of May and thinking, you know what, 2 months away from now, maybe. I know Jurgen Klopp said there's no chance of it, but I think he's chatting.
Yeah, I think that was the old classic of going like, oh yeah, you know, these are well better than us. We've got no chance. And then behind the scenes, he's like, that's
big Virgil.
The odds are interesting. I don't know if this is just Liverpool fans and our general madness around, you know, the likes of our conversation now. We're completely ignoring that we've been shit for ages and we're just going, oh, we'll win the European Cup, son. I think loads of people are lumping on Liverpool already for some reason because we've gone from being 5th favourites for the European Cup last night to now being 3rd favourites for the European Cup today. So someone's spending some money somewhere, but City are the favourites. Round about 2-1 currently, then Bayern Munich, then Liverpool, then Chelsea, then PSG, then Madrid, then Dortmund, and no one anywhere in the world seemingly fancies Porto to win the European Cup. Number 7 though would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, I do think that the parade situation's been a shit one in that, you know, Jurgen can't see into the future and said, oh yeah, we'll just sort the parade when we can, not thinking we're going to have like a year of lockdown life. And you basically can't have one now, can you? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It look a bit that, like me and Kev were doing something at Anfield yesterday and I was like, I was going to throw in like home of the champions and then I just thought, it feels a bit weird now, doesn't it? So I mean, imagine a bus went round like at the weekend, you'd just be like, I like lads,
but
yeah.
that tells its own story that you haven't got haven't had the opportunity really to be filming at Anfield where you've got to go, we're at Anfield, home of the champions, you know, all of that sort of, and that's one of the things we haven't been able to be in the ground to, you know, to show appreciation, or, you know, the majority of us haven't. And
6,000 people have gone through the turnstiles this season.
6,000 lucky people, including yourself, got to sort of, you know, sing to them and clap them at the end and so on, thank them for everything that they've done for us. But I think that, you know, that again, you know, we know that Jurgen Klopp, the manager, loves to tell, you know, stories to his players, that he's a motivator, and he'll have like a particular narrative that he'll, you know, be sort of like amplifying with his footballers whenever he's in the dressing room to get them up for this. And one of them is, well, you wanted your parade and you missed out on it, so win this and get your parade. You know, get the sort of thanks from the fans whenever it's safe to do so, and because things look as if it's heading in the right direction in terms of everything that's been going on around coronavirus and
COVID.
I've not missed you pulling me up on things as I wrong of all the things I've missed in this pandemic. But I think that's massive. There's loads of motivation here, and I think these Liverpool players as well this season, I think particularly when you look at both Leipzig games, is they've almost seen that as a bit of an escape from the you know, the toiling that they've sort of had to endure during the Premier League season in 2021. They've seen it as a bit of an escape, and they've been able to perform. So fingers crossed the next 2 games against Real Madrid are the next ones. And last thing, pubs opening and things sort of becoming, you know, more normal towards the end of the season. Wouldn't it be perfect if you're in the semi-final of the Champions League and you know, it's heartbreaking that we won't be able to be in there, but at least be able to watch it with your friends and family.
Well, it's the 12th, isn't it, that the booze is open?
Outside.
So someone's going to work, loads of people are going to work out a way to put a telly outside, aren't they?
Yeah.
So get on it, Rob Gutman. Because 13th of April is the home game against Madrid.
Oof.
So Ales outside, watch the Reds progress, hopefully, all the rest of it. They've got Barcelona, by the way, in between the 2 games, which is interesting. And we've got Aston Villa.
Oh, I love that.
So Aston Villa at home. You kind of think Barcelona might want to give them a kicking and, you know, ruin the plans and stuff like that.
If you're watching.
If you're watching Barca, do you want to give them a bit of a kicking and, you know, pull Ramos's beard and stuff for us? Go ahead, nice one.
Would that be your first plan if you were playing against his beard?
Yeah, because he's got a really big one.
It would annoy him, wouldn't it?
And I think if you were just on the corner and just gave it a bit of a tug, that'd, you know.
What's the rules? What's the rules on that sort of thing?
Don't think you can do it.
No.
don't think it's in the rules. Tugging beards is okay. Did you see that elbow the lad got sent off for the other night? It was really shit. It was only like a...
Oh, yeah,
I
did see that,
and I thought, fucking hell, the stuff that used to go on in corners and you got sent for that. I mean, if you're going to get sent, you may as well just go Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, people used to pull pubes and all kinds. And,
Brilliant.
You know what I mean? And like the hair on your legs. I mean, Ben Jono stuck his finger up a lad's arse, didn't he? on a corner, yeah. Yeah. You mean, this lad was basically, you know, like standing all over him and booting him and elbowing him and all this. And he said he just thought, fuck this. He said the lad didn't come near him for the rest of the match.
You know, when Michael's going through this video for the SEO and he's getting the keywords, use none of those ones, is what I would say.
We're giving away a T-shirt, by the way. So for lovers of Mo Salah and lovers of the Strokes, well, you're in luck, because here is a Strokes Mo Salah T-shirt made by the Anfield Wrap. To be in with a chance of winning this fella, go in the comment box and do what?
Yeah, like the video, like this video, and then write your favourite Champions League moment. So it can be anything. It can be one that you've been in the ground for. It can be one that you watch with family and friends. Whatever it is, tell us why as well. Some will be obvious, and some there might not. You might not have some nice tales to tell. So get involved.
What's your favourite Stroke song?
New York City Cops.
Yes.
Fucking banger.
The correct answer.
Really, really good.
It's quality.
You like it because it's like berating the cops though, don't you?
I've seen the Strokes live as well. Absolutely fucking brilliant band. Superb. So yeah, a Boss T-shirt. Get involved. Stephen Brown. Belter T, that lad. Nice one. Hope you're well, mate. Michael's there in the comments.
Is he? What's he saying?
Thanks, fella.
Yes.
Any chance of Virgil being back for the quarters? We don't think so, no. I mean, everything is that he's not even going to play in the Euros at the moment, so the idea that he's going to pop up in the quarter. I mean, it'd be nice though, wouldn't it? Imagine he just walked out.
Do you know what,
no one
though?
said a word, and then he's just there.
Champions! Do you know what though? Like, this is one of the things, like all of these videos that we keep seeing where he's doing keepy-ups. Now, obviously, like he's had a really bad injury, and we know that ACL, it can be out from anything from 6 months until 12, 14 months or whatever. But usually it's 6 to 9, isn't it, with professional footballers nowadays? I mean, 6 is around this time next month when the first leg goes, and he's been doing these lovely videos. I sort of feel like if it was this thing where he was doomed for the whole season, you wouldn't be putting that out, really. You wouldn't be getting sort of fans excited about it. That's what I think. Maybe it's just a social media team thinking, oh, we need some content because Virgil's not playing at the moment.
Everyone's dead unhappy at the moment because Liverpool aren't winning that.
I'm a sucker for those, by the way.
Virgil put a video out, lads. I think that might be what's going on.
Yeah.
Anfield Wrap's carrying on all the way through. As ever, we've done loads of stuff this week, even though there's no football, about how Liverpool might recover, what next season might look like, what it might look like when we get Virgil and Joe Gomez back, how long it might take for them to reintegrate into the side and reach the levels and all that. We spoke to a sports scientist, among other things. There's been loads of stuff, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's been a few good ones. Listened to the Weekender this morning where John spoke to a Blackburn fan, Adam Cadrell, from Fight Disciples, about Harvey Elliott. Dead interesting. There's a Southampton fan on Minamino, and I'm trying to think of what the other one was. Grujic at Porto, which now when I think of him, I just think of the little...
Oh yeah,
when he was lying down.
Slide that
it was like shit housing.
Into that.
Yeah, me too. And then there was a few good ones as well earlier in the week, where we got Steve Armstrong on again to talk about how different Alex Ferguson sides recovered at times whenever, for instance, City or Chelsea looked to threaten their domination. And we had Damien Cavanagh as well talking about Kenny Dalglish's side in 86, 87, how they were able to bounce back. So loads of good stuff. Yeah,
and we did a thing as well. Me and Kev Walsh mentioned it before. Went to Anfield, which was nice, and we were just talking about sort of what we're missing, what it's been like with basically a full season apart from those 3 games with 2,000, and a full season without fans at Anfield. What we think it'll be like when we get fans back, and then we were also talking about some of our favourite moments. It lifted the mood for us. It was fair to say we both enjoyed it. So when that comes out, I hope you enjoy it as well. Henderson should be back for these games, shouldn't he? Is one thing to consider. We're probably not going to get Virg, but Henderson, I think by now is surely appreciated by every Liverpool fan. He went through a phase where people weren't into him or whatever, but his influence on the side now is now clear, and hopefully he'll be back for these
100%.
games.
And I think even the likes of Keita, Jota coming back recently, Fabinho back into defensive midfield. I think that the sort of 2 weeks leading up to this, or the 2 games leading up to this break, was a different Liverpool side to the one you've seen, not just in terms of the way they played and the way they performed and the result that they got, but the personnel as well. And I think that's massive. And Jordan Henderson, like, God, his influence, no one can doubt that now, can they? The influence that he's had. Even at centre back as well. Like, if we wanted to, if you were a little bit worried about Nat Phillips, I'm not saying I am, because I know there's a lot of love for Nat Phillips at the moment, but just having that option both in centre back and maybe we might even see that gorgeous midfield three that we only saw once, I think, of Fabinho, Henderson and Thiago, where Thiago was man of the match against Everton. Henderson was brilliant, at the last minute winner chalked off when he shouldn't have, and obviously Fabinho in there, he's like a fucking comfort blanket that sits in front of that defence. So I think there's loads to be positive about. I'm so excited about these games.
I'm into this. It's a proper European tie as well. I think it would have been a bit grim if we'd have drawn, Chelsea or Man City, and it just would have felt like another sort of domestic match, really. But Madrid, we've got this 2018 beef. We've got Ramos's challenge on Salah. We've got reason to get wound up, and hopefully the players have got reason to get wound up as well. I really hope someone, I know I'm being daft, and it's not how you win a game and all that, but I'd love someone to absolutely
I knew it was coming. James Milner, Andy Robertson, those are the boys. I think there will be a bit of that, and I think that something that's been levelled at Liverpool recently is that they've been too nice at times. They're top of the fair play league, and at times it just annoys me. But we've seen how Andy Robertson's roughed Messi up a couple of times. We've seen
little pat on the head.
We've seen what Milner's done to Neymar. Don't tell me that they will not be thinking about that challenge and what they did to Mo Salah and that European Cup final as well. They'll want revenge in more ways than just winning the result.
Ooh.
Good.
That was good, wasn't it? I'll leave it there. Now that I've started lashing me pen round. So that's been Talking Reds Live from the Anfield Wrap. Hope you enjoyed it. Get on all the rest of the content across the usual platforms: podcast, video, social media, and the website, theanfieldwrap.com. Check out our t-shirts, enter the competition to win that one.